In a stunning twist that sent shockwaves through South Africa's political landscape, influential Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, Mantashe, an ANC veteran heavyweight, is reportedly on the verge of facing imprisonment abroad. His name has surfaced in an expanding global criminal investigation, and this dramatic turn has shaken not only President Cyril Ramaphosa's closest circle but also plunged the ANC into one of its gravest crises since the Zuma-era state capture scandal. According to several sources tied to European intelligence, Mantashe is believed to be the subject of a sealed indictment filed by a multinational task force investigating cross-border corruption. The allegations against him, which are expected to become public within days, involve extensive bribery, abuse of office, laundering of funds through offshore accounts, and unlawful transactions with international energy and mining companies operating across Africa. The scale of these alleged crimes is so enormous that one investigator described it as the most devastating corruption scandal involving a South African cabinet member in more than 20 years. The probe reportedly began years ago when whistleblowers, citing EU compliance regulations, leaked a cache of internal company emails from a global oil giant. European investigators who reviewed the documents claim they uncovered evidence of hidden offshore trusts, illicit commissions, and covert deals linking Mantashe to certain senior advisors within his department. The sheer duration and depth of the alleged corruption, spanning at least a decade, have amplified concerns over how deeply South Africa's state institutions may have been compromised. At the center of the storm stands President Ramaphosa himself. For years, he defended Mantashe as a loyal cabinet ally and trusted policy strategist. Yet now, the president, who campaigned on promises of clean governance and reform, is facing growing criticism and suspicion over his long-standing alliance with the embattled minister. Insiders say Ramaphosa was visibly shaken after intelligence officials briefed him on the breadth of the accusations, admitting he was blindsided. A senior government figure put it bluntly, he never thought Mantashe could be this deep in the muck. But now the whole house of cards is collapsing. The fallout has triggered a full-blown crisis at both the Union Buildings and the ANC's Latuli House headquarters. Emergency meetings between ANC executive members, intelligence operatives, and top legal advisors have reportedly been taking place throughout the week. Panic is said to be spreading rapidly through the ruling party's ranks. Many current and former ministers, fearful of their own links to the scandal, have already begun consulting private attorneys. A leaked internal memo revealed that at least 2 ex-cabinet officials have been placed on travel watch lists by border authorities, signaling possible indictments yet to come. What makes the situation even more volatile is the potential domino effect this case could unleash. For decades, journalists and civil society watchdogs have warned of secret financial networks tying ANC officials to foreign corporate interests, particularly in the lucrative mining and energy sectors. Should prosecutors abroad secure convictions, the fallout could include extradition requests, worldwide asset freezes, and a flood of legal disclosures drawing numerous high-profile names into the scandal. This is not just another scandal, said one senior legal analyst. It's a door opener. Once opened, global prosecutors will follow the money trail wherever it leads, into party accounts, personal bank holdings, or shadowy shell companies in Mauritius and the Seychelles. The ANC's greatest fear is that the entire hidden system could finally be exposed. Opposition parties have wasted no time capitalizing on the uproar. At a fiery press briefing, Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, leader Julius Malema declared, "We have said for years, Judd Mantashe is not clean. The ANC protected him, and Ramaphosa shielded him. Now the world is doing what our compromised justice system would not, holding the corrupt accountable." Malema further demanded an emergency parliamentary inquiry into all international contracts signed by the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy since 2012, warning this scandal was only the tip of a very dirty iceberg. Meanwhile, Democratic Alliance, DA, leader John Steenhuisen echoed the outrage, calling on Ramaphosa in a televised address to disclose everything he knows about Mantashe's finances and dealings. If the president remains silent, he said, he is complicit and guilty by association. South Africans deserve the truth. They deserve leaders who serve the people, not political elites profiting from foreign bribes and secret contracts. We cannot allow this nation to be governed by a criminal syndicate masquerading as a political movement. Civil society groups have also erupted in response. Corruption Watch, OUTA, and the Helen Suzman Foundation all issued statements demanding transparency, accountability, and an independent audit of every ANC-linked foreign transaction from the past decade. This is a reckoning moment for the ANC, said the executive director of Corruption Watch. They cannot keep hiding behind empty slogans. The world is watching, and justice must prove it serves the people, not the powerful. As more journalists and investigators dig into the scandal, the revelations keep worsening. Explosive new details suggest that several of the contracts tied to Mantashe were funneled through shell companies linked to ANC fundraising. Some of those deals may have been leveraged to secure major campaign donations, including for Ramaphosa's own leadership bid in 2017. If confirmed, that would directly connect foreign bribes to domestic political power, a potentially career-ending revelation for both the president and his cabinet. Meanwhile, international pressure is mounting. European parliamentarians have already called for sanctions against South African officials implicated in cross-border corruption. The European Commission is reportedly tracking suspicious money flows and could subpoena banks suspected of handling ANC-tainted funds. U.S. regulators are also monitoring the case closely, given that several American energy companies were directly involved in questionable transactions. As the political temperature rises, Ramaphosa's silence is becoming increasingly untenable, widely seen as tacit acknowledgement of the scandal's seriousness. Speculation now swirls that if Ramaphosa fails to act swiftly, internal ANC factional battles, already near breaking point, could erupt, possibly leading to his removal. This is bigger than Candler, bigger than the Guptas, said one senior ANC veteran. What we are witnessing is a global reckoning with corruption that our own institutions fail to confront. And if we don't face it now, the ANC won't survive the next election.